Yesterday, I completed part of one of the hardest climbing challenges in South Africa. You may have heard of the 13 Peaks Challenge, or you may have heard me talking about the 13 Peaks Challenge in some of my other videos. So, on Friday, so yesterday, I, along with my older brother and around 20 other people, including parents and children, most of them older than me, we all climbed or hiked 5 mountains over 30 kilometers and around 11 hours and 45 minutes around that time in total. From 7 a.m. to around 7 p.m. Sunrise to sunset. And that's not even a joke. We got there before the sunrise, started hiking before the sunrise, and stopped hiking after the sunrise. The whole hike, all of that we did, the whole hike that we did yesterday, that's just the start of the full 13 Peak Challenge. We still have 3 or 4 more hikes to do. 3 or 4 more days of hikes to do. With 8 more peaks to go through. Eight more peaks or mountains, you could say. Me and the entire team that came on the hike with us did Signal Hill, Peak 1 Signal Hill. It's not really a mountain. I wouldn't even really say it's a hill. It's maybe 6 meters from the start. It's very short, but in the 13 Peaks website, and when you do the 13 Peaks, they count that as the first beacon or the where you start. So I'm counting it as a peak. We did that. Signal Hill. Signal Hill onto, then we continued on straight to Lion's Head, Table Mountain, Maclears, something like that. So Signal Hill, Lion's Head, Table Mountain or Maclears Beacon. Grootkoop, which is translated from Afrikaans to English as big head. So Grootkoop is big head. And the last one we did was Judas Peak. And those were the 5 peaks that we did. Basically 4 peaks, but the first 2 were definitely the hardest. I think just all of the impact on our legs and all of the movement and hiking, it was just hard to get through the last ones because of that. But just in the moment, the hardest ones were Lion's Head and Table Mountain. I think everyone enjoyed Lion's Head the most, including me, and then I guess everyone would say that Table Mountain was the hardest one to do because it was like over 600 meters of pure big steps and stairs. On the way to Maclear's Beacon, so the second or third one, on the way to that Maclear's Beacon, or better known as Table Mountain, I got sick. If you go onto my channel, there are many ways to go onto my channel. If you just go onto my channel, you can see all my videos. If you just scroll down, or you just find the video I have on what I mean by my sickness, is called My Biggest Setback. The video is called My Biggest Setback. And if you watch that video, you'll see what I mean by sickness. But yeah, I had a headache, an eye ache, I felt like throwing up. But the only thoughts in my mind while experiencing the sickness and throughout the whole thing was, I have to finish, because we were almost there. Two left. I didn't know how long we had left. It was a lot left, but I thought, we've done 3. I've done 3. I need 2 more. If I can't do these 2 more, then I don't finish the 13 peaks. So that was one of the thoughts. And the other one was, I either deal with the sickness, deal with the pain of the sickness, or I let the entire other 20 people down. And so I overcame the sickness and smashed the rest of the mountains out of the way. Soon after we finished the last peak, or Judas Peak, the last peak of the day, Judas Peak, after we finished that, the 5th peak, the sunset. So like I said, from sunrise to sunset, at the end of this peak, since we took so long because of like the setbacks and everything, there are many setbacks. I don't really complain, but yeah. So since after we finished that one, since there were so many setbacks and we went 2 or 3 hours more than we had in mind. So after we finished this last peak, the sunset. So about 20 minutes after the sunset, we were in a pitch black, cold, and scary situation on our way down the mountain. There were steep parts at the end, slippery rocks. We had to climb on these like metal handles, and there was a point where there was a rope that we had to let ourselves down on slippery, wet rocks. All while it was getting darker, and at the end it was pitch black. Our phone lights, and people brought lights. That was the only light we had. My older brother, I've mentioned him in a few videos before. He was the first one out of everyone to complete the hike. He was the first one to get to the parking lot where we finished, and I followed right behind him as the second one to finish the hike. After the hike, so it's the next day now, literally probably less than like 12 hours later. My body isn't hurting as much as I thought it would, so like my traps and neck muscles hurt a lot because I had like the heavy backpack on, and my legs obviously would hurt because I went through 4 or 5 different mountains. So my body actually isn't hurting as much as I thought it would hurt, because in the moment it was like my legs were shaking, and it was very painful to go through, and we had one more to go, and it was just Oh, this is the mountain, go around. This is the mountain, go up. Oh, this is finally the end, go down, go on. It was just a lot more than I expected. So I thought my legs were going to hurt a lot more than they actually do now. But they still do hurt quite a lot. After the hike, I have PTSD from stairs, since, like I said earlier, I went up Table Mountain fully on stairs. Well, almost fully. There was one part where I got straight, but you get the point. And there were pretty big steps, pretty big steps the whole way up. The first link in the description is my second channel. If you check that link out, then it should bring you to my second channel, where you might be able to find a short video with clips, and as many clips and photographs or photos I could find on the trip that have either been sent to me or I've taken myself. But I haven't posted the video yet. At the time recording this video, and probably at the time posting this video, I haven't made the video yet, so I'll get to that as soon as I can. If not, then you can just check out my second channel. I completed the first part of the 13 Peak challenge. The next hike that we're going on to get closer to finishing the 13 Peak challenge will be on Sunday next week. I can't wait to go and experience more mountains and more challenge on this hike. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.